Okay, so if you remember right, one of the things that I talked about was getting a little bit more information about who your characters are at the start of every session. It's kind of a character building thing and a way to kill time until Tom gets in.
But then Tom misses it all. Is he really going to go back and watch it?
Very likely. I mean, he subscribed to my YouTube channel, which is where the content's being re-uploaded to. Tom enjoys the content.
How's the wine?
Not as good as I hoped, but better than Kung Fu Girl. But I think he talked it up really highly.
Is it sweet?
No, it's slightly sweet, but it is definitely wine. So let's talk about what some of your characters have done in the last week that's kind of went by before you're going to have a meeting. You're going to be introduced to each other. I'm going to start from what is to me a sort of clockwise orientation, starting with noon, and that would put us at James. What has Harcourt been doing this last week of being trapped inside of the Famhands building?
Well, since I'm trapped and can't go anywhere, I could make a description that might not be family friendly.
Presumably there's also been some escape attempts.
No, not yet, because he knows better.
Fair enough.
He's trying to figure out what is the plan of attack going to be. He has not made any attempt to leave the facility.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Charles. Duplicate this. Name this. All right. Well, let's move on then. What has, now that all the orientation of everybody's location has changed, let's go to what is now noon again. So Pax, what has Pax been doing this last week?
Oh, I've been working on writing some new songs.
What kind of songs?
Ukulele songs. Just stuff to pass the time, you know.
Has Pax finished any songs?
Yeah, a few.
I look forward to hearing them. Give me an example of what one of them is about.
One is called Happy Days Are Here to Stay. So I figured, you know, being trapped inside, I wanted something a little uplifting to be able to share with others. So we remember, you know, what a beautiful world we have outside.
Okay. Sounds like the party will enjoy it. We'll remind them of better times and days.
Exactly. We got to keep our spirits up. Plus, there are some really good barbecue potato chips. I've been enjoying those. What? They're vegetarian.
These were made from living potato creatures.
I'm okay with that. We make these.
If they were living potato creatures, they probably deserve to die. That sounds terrifying. And I want nothing to do with that.
Think of all the eyes they had. They could just break off at random.
I would rather not think of all the eyes they have.
Ideally, it's the either the open pit barbecue ridge chips, or there's one other. There's got to be intense barbecue flavor.
All right, and then Charles, what have you been doing this week?
Not Charles.
Or I'm sorry, Meg, what have you been doing this week?
A lot of weeping.
What for?
I'm very sad about the fact that I can't find any barbecue potato chips, and it's just really got.
Ah, the plight of the world. Not the right quantity of barbecue potato chips.
And the room sucks.
Akunsaunt is having a potato famine the not like the Irish would relate to. It's
Well, that's not actually entirely untrue when you think about the fact that essentially all of you would have to be able to travel and pay quite a bit of money to the druids in order to have access to potatoes. And since only one of you can get regular access to the druids because of the music that they play, it's very easy for one of you to come across potato chips and very difficult for the rest of you.
You just gotta be friendly.
I'm just eating paint off the walls.
Actually, you would be one of the best fed people here. The meals there are fairly reasonable. I mean, they're ration quality, so they're not great. But compared to some of the other people who are kind of having to scrounge by, you're doing pretty well. Not that you really know that at the moment, but you will soon enough. And, Zug, what have you been doing this week?
So what? Like, as soon as I left the place, like, I have no idea what's going on right now.
Okay, so basically, we are in the transition period before you get your letter to come do your work for the Fam Hands. So what would you have been doing during that week?
And we're trapped in the facility, right?
You're not. No. You're not trapped in the facility. So only Harcourt is trapped in the facility.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So the rest of you can go places. Although you will still feel basically trapped because you can't really go into any of the other zones, as presently you're unaligned, and only families that allow people that are unaligned to come in, or that know the people that are coming in, are allowed to come in. So there is quite a bit of limitation for many of you to get into most areas until you become a fam hand.
I mean, I guess I'm just gonna investigate the facility.
Okay.
And study my law book.
Okay. Excellent. Alright, I am almost finished what I'm doing here, and then we can move on. I just want to make sure I've got everybody on screen the way they need to be.
I think you've missed someone.
Oh, yes, Galfine, what have you been doing? I did, because I was going in the wrong circular order.
So go.
It's okay. Take a deep breath.
No, I'm looking at Twitch and just seeing like the whole thing just slowly scroll over.
Oh.
And I found it funny, okay?
That's fine. That makes sense now.
So Gelfian has been training a lot.
Alone, or finding various people that come through the unaligned area and asking if they'd like to spar.
Perhaps a bit of both.
Okay.
You're building up those muscles.
Yep.
I'm training in crisp eating events.
But you have no crisps to eat.
Sometimes visualization is all that's necessary.
Oh dear. Why does that say you're streaming Vitas?
Oh shoot! I didn't change the title because I didn't open Chatty. That's annoying. I'm really bad at that.
Surprise! This isn't Pathfinder. It's Vampire.
That's why he's gathered us all here.
Let's
There is no Kia said deck for V-Test, so I don't know if I.
Oh, there is. The V-Test has a Kia said.
What?
They're the Fae people.
Fae meaning fairies?
Yes. Well, sort of. Charles can explain it better. Charles, I'll leave this to you.
Kia said are like a Shemitah engineering program where they combine Fae, demon, and blood inside a vampire to create like the perfect house elf slash, believe it or not, bartender. So Kia said, have like no nose. They have blue skin, but they have a real good knowledge of books, very orderly, and mixed drinks according to the latest supplement.
Okay.
I recommend the Bloodlines book for V20. It's quite.
And there's Charles trying to sell a book to somebody.
Yeah, and Onyx better give me a fucking cut.
Okay, so after about a week of, doing your own various things, each of you is, after actually a couple of days of doing your things, the fam hands basically deliver a letter to each of you, letting you know when you'll be meeting with the group they've chosen for you to work alongside. On the sheet, you're given the names of the other candidates in your group that you'll be traveling along with, as well as a room number in the fam hands building you'll be meeting them at. There is a specific time. It is at Third Sun's noon. So for many of you, that is basically quite late in the day. For those of you who are not familiar with this about my world, the world has 3 suns. The third sun is starting to rise when the first sun is setting, and they basically are in a 30-degree angle to each other in the sky. The average Akunsaunt day is, as opposed to being 24 hours, is actually 30 hours. Rest time is still the same though in this world. So you'll still only need about 8 hours of rest. However, there is no extended length of days. So for example, when it becomes winter, it doesn't get any, like the days don't get shorter. When it becomes summer, the days don't get longer. Everything is kind of always set in the same motion. The current understood theory of the world is that the sun is just a light source that exists in the sky, or the suns are just light sources that exist in the sky that rotate around the world.
So it's light like 24 of the 30 hours or something?
It is light for basically 24 of the, well, more like 22 of the 30 hours. So, is anybody going to try to be there very specifically first?
Yeah, I'll show up early because I'm a professional.
Okay. Is anybody else showing up early?
Are they going to let me out of the facility to show up?
Well, it is in the facility, so they will let you go to the room to show up.
Oh no, then I'm going to be fashionable.
Okay.
I'm going to show up exactly on time.
Okay.
I'll be a few minutes late because it's hard for me to find my way around. I'm new here.
Okay. Delphine? Early, late, or on time? Is Galphine early, late, or on time?
Oh, sorry. The Discord keeps cutting out
Oh,
and freezing.
sorry.
Probably roughly on time.
Okay. Okay. So then it sounds like Meg arrives first to an empty room. About how early do you figure you are? 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, Charles, arrival time.
Okay. So like an hour early sometimes.
Yeah, like over compensatory.
Okay. You're asked to wait outside of the room as they're not finished having another group meet each other yet. And then after some time, they finally open the door and allow you in. You don't see the group exit. The group seems to exit through what you assume is the door on the other side of the room. When you come in, there are actually 3 doors connected to this room. And in the center of the room is a large oval table that's been very clearly. Hold on, sorry, I think my OBS just froze. It did. But only on the video side. Oh, I know why, because I minimized the Discord. Whoops. Okay. Sorry about that. It is very clearly a very expensive table. By the construction of it, you can see it's a very thick and very solid piece of wood. The legs are also like built as a giant, like almost like a hunk of trunk was cut specifically for this table to sit upon. Do you have knowledge of nature? I don't remember. Let me check. Yeah. You want me to make the roll for you? You want me to make the roll for you?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Looks like something wood like. You think maybe it might even not be wood with as bad as you checked that. You botched.
Chief used an artificial wood like.
Not too long after that, I would assume that Galfine would show up.
Friend.
Yep.
I gotta follow. I don't know who, because it won't show up on my thing. Oh, thanks, James. Thanks, James.
What?
For the follow. On Twitch.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I can't watch it though because it's slower than shit, and I'm
Yeah.
getting double noises, and
Oh yeah.
I need multiple monitors.
So Galfine, when you arrive, you notice that there is a Meg is pretty young, right? You want to go ahead and describe Meg to Galfine?
Meg is very young for a gnome. She is probably about 25. Blonde hair, golden skin, no dyes of any kind. Her clothes are of white and gold swirls. She really gets into the whole life. When she sees you, she smiles rather widely.
And Galfine, what do you look like, and how do you feel when you encountered this gnome in the room when you arrive?
Alright, so I am a 6'3" half orc with walnut hair and green eyes. And I don't seem too happy to be here, mostly because I have to talk to people. But, like, I try to at least be a little friendly and not look like I'm gonna tear people's heads off. So I do give at least a half smile back.
Okay, you have a couple of minutes to converse if you'd like before the next person will show up.
Friend.
Oh, Michelle, thank you for the follow. Michelle, thank you for the follow.
Greetings, friend.
Hi.
I'm guessing when you're mighty like yourself. Well,
Oh, you roboted out. Can you want to go ahead and repeat that real quick?
I said, I guess when you're mighty like yourself, words just can't do the trick, huh?
Mm. I- Look, I'm not exactly good with talking to people.
At about this time, Zug would make it to the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk in.
You want to go ahead and describe yourself and explain how you feel when you encounter the two of them, having a very what feels like a very awkward conversation at least to one of them.
Or lack thereof.
Sure, I'm a goblin. Look fairly young, about 3'3". Black hair, brown eyes, kitten-eating smile. Yeah, no, I'm dressed pretty neatly for a goblin. Average charisma, kind of scrawny, but the main thing is this trait for goblins, balloon head, that I have. So definitely a larger than average head, making me look fairly awkward.
All right, the three of you have a few minutes to converse before the next person will arrive.
Is this everyone's first time?
Mm-hmm. Is there like a table here, or
Yeah, there's a large table in the center of the room.
All right, I'm sitting at the table.
How about that local?
Did you say how about that local sports team?
Yes, I did.
There is no sports team here.
Not yet.
Don't threaten my game like that.
We're gonna start a hobby horse league.
So I'm assuming the three of you mostly just sit kind of awkwardly in silence.
Yeah, my character doesn't talk much either, so.
All right, well
I
then.
got stuck with the two loquacious ones.
So after a few minutes of kind of more awkwardness, that would lead Pax to finally arrive.
Hi. I have to describe myself first, huh?
Indeed. No one knows what you look like until you do.
So I'm a goblin, but I'm a little untraditional. I'm 3'6", so apparently that makes me tall. And I have really awesome turquoise hair and gray eyes, and my skin is a bluish greenish. That's a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm wearing an explorer's outfit, which sounds exciting. What is this? Is this my music?
There's some music playing. I forgot to turn it on when we started.
Yeah. So I'll come on in. Hi, everybody. I'm Pax. What are your names?
Greetings, I'm Matt.
Hi, Meg. How you doing?
Pretty good. You're a goblin?
Yeah, my parents
out of
are
character?
elves. Yes, but
I speak to you in...
cool. I speak back to you in Goblin.
Right now.
Yes. FYI, Steven, I only hear the music not through my headphones.
Oh, it's coming out of the computer?
I hear it,
I
from
hear
the
it.
other room.
I hear it fine.
Oh.
You hear it from the other room?
I hear it from the living room. I don't hear it through my headphones.
You can't
It's
hear...
fine.
Oh, do you have... Hold on. Do you have the casting set up to the speaker?
I don't know. Whatever, it's fine.
Okay.
If other people can hear it. Anybody else going to introduce themselves?
Right as you ask that question, Harcourt comes
The door
right in.
bursts open, and a gentleman slides in, 1 foot forward, arms extended. Ladies and gentlemen, Harcourt the Magnificent has arrived. He stands with his arms outstretched, one leg forward. His clothes are a collection of different types of outfits. He's wearing 2 different shoes. His bracers are 2 different clothes. One of them's furry, one of them's leather. He's wearing a cowl-like tail coming down his back and a bright green shirt. His hair is flowing black, and he is wielding in his hands like he's trying to do a card trick. Only if you pay close attention, you'll notice they're saltine crackers.
Welcome.
He looks around the room and realizes there's not another human amongst them, and his face drops.
Gelfie and
But
Size
still
walks
maintaining
in.
a nasty, an amazing smile. Don't all talk at once. Talk at once.
That
What's
is
your name?
quite the set of what.
Buddy,
I heard that is quite the setup from Charles.
White.
it's
What brings
okay.
you
I'm
in
used
here?
to a crowd of chirping crickets. I can play to crickets. It's okay. He then shuffles these saltine crackers in his hands and starts flipping them about the room, and cracking them apart so that they look like sparkles flying from his hands.
Do we have any snacks in this room? I'm getting kind of hungry.
There are no snacks in the room.
So the saltines are wasted. You got any more in your pocket?
Why,
You don't have
yes,
pockets.
yes, I do. And he brings his hand out, and then 3 more come out of nowhere.
I'm gonna have some leftover kitten jerky to eat with that. Let me check.
No thanks.
I'm cutting back on.
Isn't someone from
You
the
are
fam
the
hands
quietest
coming
group
in?
of I'm here. What else do we need?
Do you know what we're supposed to do?
Do I know? Yes, as a matter of fact, we are going to make an attempt to scale the side of the caldera later this afternoon, if you'd like to try with me.
If anybody wants, they can give me a sense motive.
Sorry, how do you do those again?
Click on your character sheet,
Uh-huh.
and then
Wasn't a good roll.
when you there's a line on your character sheet under your skills that says sense motive, and you just click on the word sense motive. All right, Pax, you know that he's lying.
Not me.
Well, he said scale out of the caldera. I mean,
Yeah.
I know that he's lying without rolling. We're not leaving the caldera.
So does this mean we're a team? Is that why we're all here together?
Well,
The
to do that, or
door
we're supposed to gladiatorial fight. Take your pick.
the door behind all of you opens, one of the two doors that you did not come through. And a much older gentleman moves slowly into the room. Oh God, you are a mess.
I
mean, it's
bathed
just
before I
about
got
that.
here.
No, I don't know who reviewed your assessment evaluations, but they clearly didn't keep in mind the idea of equal distribution of vertical capacity. No, I'm not a linguist. You're all very misshapen in terms of heights. I like when groups are the same height or roughly the same height. I don't like this I could stand you all in a row and you'd look like stairs thing that's happening here.
It's good to have
Yeah,
diversity.
The same height I was yesterday.
Not... Oh.
Wait, how tall was the gnome? Am I the shortest person here?
Meg
Meg.
is 2'1".
Okay, cool. I'm taller.
Who is the tall?
That would be Galfine.
Okay.
Galfine is 6'3".
Just so I know who to stand behind when I gotta push.
Hopefully your height won't be an issue. We've had groups that have done well. Even height excluding.
So a lot of what we're gonna be doing is picking things off of tall shelves. Is that your problem?
No, but the first mission you're going to be on involves carts. And we're gonna have to at least send a loader with you. Unless you... Galfine, I believe it is, right? Yes? He points at you, Galfine.
The Discord keeps, like, not freezing, but the connection isn't very great, apparently.
Sorry, you,
So I missed what you said.
Galfine, you're strong, right? That's what the notes say.
Yeah.
So maybe we don't need a loader. Maybe, I mean, Harcourt, you're like... I mean, do lies help lift things?
Do lies? Yeah, they could be uplifting, but I don't ever lie.
Hmm. You don't even need to roll for that.
Ooh.
Oh, maybe you do. Hold on. No, he actually kind of believes that maybe you don't lie as much as he thinks you do. Alright, perhaps the notes are a little bit excessive. No matter, I think this can work. So we have what should be a fairly simple mission for you to do. It's gonna be over a couple of days. You're basically gonna work on food transportation. So House Rezix and House Zoe have worked out an arrangement to have a few shipments of necessary meats be delivered. The problem is that right now they want to try to find a way to not have to pay so much in tolls. For those of you that have maybe never had to transport cargo across the main thoroughfares, doing so always comes with a weight tax. Each region that you're moving into can charge you a new weight tax. The Druids and House Rezix have worked out a fairly reasonable arrangement in terms of price, and the Ministry of Trade has a flat standard peak that you can charge for tax. However, House Zoe tends to make sure they're always extracting the highest. And
That's because they're assholes.
that is fairly accurate, to say it politely.
Oh, politely. You wanted me to go politely.
And
Different word.
and the toll system isn't managed by the same people responsible for the moving of the goods. Because of this, there's a bit of a desire to find a new path that is secure, that will lead from Rezix into the delivery point in Zoe territory. Are you all familiar with the Rezix Ranch?
No.
The Rezix Ranch is home to a lot of livestock. You'll be transporting some livestock on these carts. Just some small animals, but the weight will be of importance. There's going to be quite a number of pigs and some sheep. It is important that the carts arrive at their destination and that all bodies are accounted for at arrival to the destination. So
Bodies?
Yes, try not to lose any of the animals, try not to lose any of yourselves, and
Oh, don't call them bodies.
they are to become meat. I believe the best way to refer to them is bodies.
I like carcasses.
They're not yet carcasses. It's unfair to
They
refer
could
to them
be.
as
It's not hard.
dead when they will be alive. We don't expect any major complications in this travel. You're just going to be making sure that nobody tries to steal some things from the cart as you travel down the main roads will be relatively light in terms of problems. No one really sits upon the main road and attempts to steal objects. However, you're not just going to be taking the main road. Again, we are looking at trying to find alternative routes. A few of the paths you're going to be going down lead you through some of the less savory areas of both House Rezix and House Zoe. You may find people with a great desire for meat.
So we're all getting silvered weapons, right?
No, we're not running you through anywhere that the alleged werewolves of House Zoe will be.
So we're getting silvered weapons, right?
We're not going to send your group out with expensive weaponry. It's irrational.
I mean, we can just talk to
Not
people.
irrational, it's how so.
The total cost of sending you with these weapons, if you were to be killed, is far too great.
Well, then just send me with expensive weapons.
No. See, you're with them to make sure that things arrive the way they're supposed to.
Good, with silvered weapons, we'll get there with things are supposed to.
We will be offering you some weapons that will help you in your journey. And some equipment.
Like mind games? That's a good kind of weapon. Then you don't have to use violence.
Oh, goody, a pacifist.
Or, relationship building skills. Those are important tools that you could provide our
That
team,
doesn't-
because not all of
How long
us
have you-
seem to have them.
How long have you lived in this place?
I'm 26. The whole time, I think.
The whole time.
Oh, so that's pretty old for a goblin too. So super
Oh,
tall
don't
for
worry,
a
I'm young
goblin,
at heart.
old for a goblin.
Yeah, 26 is pretty old for a goblin.
The vegetarian eating keeps you young.
Till something eats you. Anyway,
Then it'll be my time to go, I guess.
Well, if it is a concern that you'll be eaten, you have Galfine here, who
Let's
should be
not.
able to help you deal with the problems. And we're sending you along. We're sending along with you a cleric. So you should
Who's
be
the
fine.
cleric?
Meg.
Oh, okay.
Meg's not going to correct his statement.
Meg, are you okay? Uh-oh. Did we lose Meg?
Do I need to poke him to make sure he's still alive?
Her.
You should probably poke Meg.
Or...
We haven't even left the room and we lost somebody. This is not a good sign.
Alright, I'm looting where Meg used to be.
Well, right now, you can't really loot Meg. Meg is in suspended animation. Lots of packet loss. Lots of frame skip.
Alright, so we've established Meg is a cleric.
Until she says otherwise, yes.
Nope. Even if she comes back, she's now a cleric. She doesn't got a choice. The group has decided.
So, just to make you all aware, we believe we've assembled a very balanced group, which is why we're not as worried about your issues with things you might run against.
Except our height.
So,
Right.
well, yes, it's very awkward when you're encountering, like, aristocracy. They tend to like things to look, you know, optically pleasing.
I am optically pleasing.
Yes, but you're...
Well, we can just stack. Like, somebody can sit on my shoulders, and then we'll be as tall as Galfine.
I don't... You still won't be, actually.
I mean, if it's me and Zug,
You'll
we'd be
Yeah.
taller.
you'll basically be as tall as Harcourt.
How tall is Harcourt?
5'7".
No, Zug
Hey,
is
I'm-
what, 3'3"?
Yeah, I'm 3'3".
And 2'6".
3'3".
You'll be 5'9".
No, I'm 3'6".
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was thinking Meg's height.
No, Meg will sit on Harcourt, and then we'll have 3 really tall beings.
No, nobody's sitting on top. I'll sit on top of somebody else.
She's so little, it's fine. You won't even barely
It's
notice.
fine. That way I don't have to walk.
No one's agreeing to that.
Didn't ask you to agree. I just said you had to do it.
Alright, so to make everyone aware, we've already established we have a cleric. We have with you a warrior in Galfine. We have a wizard, which is core and essential to any group. That is Zug. We have your musical guest, Pax. I'm sorry, yes, Pax.
I'm not a guest, though. I'm a team member.
Yes.
Don't worry, I have lots of other skills to offer, too.
And your filler plate, roguish kind of character that lies all the time, Harcourt.
I do not lie.
Yeah, I'm sorry, not all the time. You're correct.
Don't lie.
That should be well-rounded enough, we've determined, based on numerous groups having been sent out from here. That should be... We're sending you on something that should be relatively feasible for you to do with minimal casualties, as long as you can maintain some relative level of cohesion. I.e., don't stab each other, and we should be fine. And you should be fine.
What kind of snacks are you
That guys, don't stab each other.
You'll have rations for each trip. 1 ration each.
Raspberries?
No.
No. I'll have to find those on my own, I guess.
That's a rather expensive thing for a trip such as this.
Kitten jerky?
No.
We can eat whatever's in the cleric's backpack because she's not paying attention.
We assume the cleric will load in soon enough.
If I don't rob her blind sometime in between.
I think we might have to carry her. Uh-oh, Harcourt is frozen.
Is anybody else freezing up for you?
Oh, yes, never mind. Everyone is frozen.
Okay. Hooray. Can you at least hear?
I can hear.
Okay. It should hopefully unfreeze itself.
We'll see.
Nope. There's the crash.
Yay!
Hopefully the reconnect is... Nope.
It won't even let me
It starts letting you rejoin. I think it's too many. I bet we're like really taxing bandwidth right now. Check something. Hold on one sec. Are you having trouble reconnecting?
My computer right now won't.
Just unplug it.
Coming down now.
Okay. Sorry. All right.
Looks like you're talking to the pizza guy.
Who says I wasn't?
I'm just trying to figure out why you're that close to the front door.
This is actually the bedroom door.
What's that?
I was they saw they can see the door technically on the camera, so it looked like I was shouting outside of the house. All right. While we wait for her to rejoin. Back to this for the moment. Okay. That's a weird amount of background noise. All right, so the sorry. Now, hopefully, all of you understand very clearly what we're asking you to do. Are there any questions from anyone?
Deliver livestock, don't get stabbed. Got it.
Don't lose the livestock.
Is anybody having freezing issues?
Yeah,
I just did.
Whitney also had freezing issues. The way we will work this is as follows. In about 2 days, in let's say the first sun's midday, I'll have you all come here to the same room. We'll have someone escort you out to the carts that you're going to be using, along with the people that will be operating the carts for you. You're basically just there as guards. You need to be very, very, low interaction. You may be asked to help load some of the carts. If that happens, please do so. But for the most part, think of yourselves as security. You just need to make sure the carts get from point A to point B. Now, is there any equipment that any of you feel like you need for this trip?
Yeah, all the stuff I had when I came kind of back.
You'll get that in good time. Right now, you have your weapon and you have your armor, correct?
No, they took everything.
We'll make sure you get your weapon and your armor back.
And my bags of goodies?
I don't know what you mean by bags of goodies.
Keep small bags of goodies.
We'll see what we can arrange for you.
I'd like my equipment back, thanks.
We'll see what we can do. Anyone else? I know most of you probably don't have much at the moment. Is there anything else that any of you might need?
Just the snacks.
You'll be given your rations as necessary.
No, I mean snacks. Those are separate from rations.
We don't really have snacks, per se. Although, I'm sure Harcourt will steal quite a few more crackers before he leaves here. So perhaps you should ask him.
Crackers, they came down off my plate. You guys really need to improve the room service around.
We don't deliver crackers to your room. They were in the cafeteria. Suddenly, the last 4 days, we've had no crackers in the cafeteria, and you are performing magic tricks like they're playing cards.
Well, you give me back my stuff and improve the room service, maybe I wouldn't be using crackers. He pulls out another cracker, crumbles it, and flings it into the air.
I'm glad they're not expensive. Just to make sure. Galfine, I know that traditionally members of your house used more traditional weaponry. I assume that you don't want to, that you'd like to have a more traditional weapon of your house's style of fighting. I'm sure that old farm equipment is probably not what you mean to use for combat.
I don't know why, but I had my character sheet open and it started flipping through tabs on its own.
Oh, that's because if I click on tabs, then they also click for you. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was just like, what is this random ghost tab?
Yeah, I'm double checking your equipment real quick.
Okay.
Would you like us to get like maybe a ranceur or maybe some like a great sword or a long sword and a shield? No.
Portable trebuchet.
No, not this early. Not really ever. It's very hard to fire that without damaging property.
We could mount it on the cart.
The cart's going to be full of animals.
Ammunition, you say?
No animals. You
That's
don't.
what I said. Ammunition.
You don't fire animals out of a trebuchet.
You might not.
You are clearly going to be quite annoying.
They said the last time I was Or is that the first time? Or is it the time that never...
What? No matter. Listen. I'm glad I don't have to meet with you all tomorrow. Meet back here. If you come up with anything that you need, when you meet back here, let us know, and we'll try to provide it to you if we have it on hand.
Female companionship?
Sure that you can handle that yourself after you've received proper compensation.
I was going to take it with.
You have plenty of female companions with you right now. They will keep you company during the travel. You should get to know them well because they will become your closest friends, or at the very least, the people you'll have to trust most.
I'm in Akunsaunt. I don't think so. But okay, we'll run with that.
You'll have to. Are there any other questions before you're dismissed?
Nope.
So the room service ain't getting
improved.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Please exit through the door there. And I look forward to seeing you all in 2 days.
I'll leave.
Bye.
Good day.
I crumble some more crackers, throw them into the air as I walk out of the room.
Such a waste.
Harcourt, you are now outside of the Famhands building for the first time. Well, the first time this time.
This time. Of course, I have no money, right?
Nope.
Buddy nearby?
The rest of the group?
Oh.
You want to shuffle on off and see if you can procure yourself some money?
Not yet.
Okay. Alright, so does anybody have anything they want to do in the day and a half prior to transporting this cargo?
No, I'm ready to get started.
I want to go for a swim.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
Okay.
the.
Okay. So you can go, you'll have a day of swimming and some raspberries.
Does it matter that I realize that my swim is not good?
No, because you're not swimming in anything deep enough that you'll actually have issues.
Okay.
Are we swimming and eating the raspberries at the same?
Wait, if you're only 2'1",
Trade-off.
and it's not deep enough for you to swim in.
I'm 3'6".
Okay, fine, 3'6". You're saying the aqueducts are less than 1.5 feet deep?
In some places, yes. There are basically areas where they run off into lower directions along the druidic area, and she's basically hanging around with the druids on a regular basis, playing music for them, and basically utilizing Fascinate to keep them all entertained, while she plays around in the water and eats raspberries with them. She's not on the fully high up aqueducts. But still, bathing in the water supply, basically, on the regular.
Well, at least we're thinking that.
Alright, so the day of the big trip, there is a much younger woman who is waiting in the room when all of you arrive. She has a piece of parchment in hand, and there are a series of bottles laid out across the table. Hello, everyone. These are each for you. You'll notice at the bottom of each bottle, you have your name and a number. Please exchange your name and number with the rest of the people around you.
Okay.
Sure.
Are we swapping insurance as well?
No, there is no insurance. Now, to demonstrate, how many of you are familiar with what these bottles do?
Yep.
Anything like those boxes? I know exactly what.
Boxes?
Never mind.
Yeah, I'm a wizard, so I assume I would have some familiarity. It's a common magic item, right?
Yes, it's a very common magical item around here.
All right.
Boxes are?
No, the bottles are. The message bottle. So she writes some things down in the bottle, and then there is a popping noise that happens from each of your bottles. And it looks like a piece of paper has appeared inside of the bottle with writing on it.
Oh, look. What does it say?
This is a test message to each of you. Please write back that you've received it.
All right, I'll write back.
I write back.
Yes.
Writing back.
I put a little smiley face at the end, though. And a poop emoji.
There are no emojis.
Well, I just drew some poop then.
Okay. Alright, these function well. If you'd like to send a message to anyone else, you simply need their name and the numeric cipher from their bottle. Upon doing so, you can instantly send a message to them. Please keep in mind, though, that most often writing down random names and numbers doesn't often work. You can use surnames, you can change up your name, you can abbreviate, you can extend your name. Many people have a wide variety of different names across these bottles. So you're not just simply going to be able to type in a name and some numbers at random and likely get a response. So it's very important that you know the two connected together. The bottom of your bottle assigns your name and your number. Keep it close to you at all times. This is how we will be informing you of any changes to missions that occur or any missions that we may need to call you in for.
Alright, I'm gonna add this to my character sheet.
Yep.
What are we adding to our character sheets?
So if you go to your character sheet and you go to under your, I think it's configuration. There's no
Additional.
maybe yeah. There's maybe it's under addition. It's under additional then, and then additional gear. You can write message, or what did I call it?
I thought you said message in a bottle.
Yes.
What's its weight?
It basically has a weight of a regular bottle. One sec. Empty.
Oh shit, I'm encumbered.
Really?
No.
Oh. So it weighs 1 pound.
What an awfully heavy.
If you'd like, over time you can purchase one of your own and get them in much, much lighter shapes and sizes.
But
And you get it
yeah,
with
I
sparkles
do
on
have a 7
Yes.
strength, so I will be encumbered soon.
It won't let me add a
Can we
weight.
get embossed with our initials?
You can indeed. You can't add a weight, you said?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, under additional gear it doesn't seem to have a separate line for that.
I don't know that that matters, but
Nah, it won't matter right now. I'll figure out later if I can put this in a different spot as well.
Oh, you can't just put it in the regular gear
Oh
slot?
yeah, you could actually just put it in the regular
Yeah,
gear
that's what I
slot.
did.
So for
under additional or under somewhere else?
under above that, there's just regular gear, and then you can set a weight. I'm doing it on Michelle's sheet.
Excuse me.
I added under
Supposed to
gear, under
edit my
additional.
sheet.
No, not under additional. If you just go up to gear, you'll see the little plus button underneath your armor.
Yeah, under my whip and buckler and ukulele.
All right, let me go to your character.
It's
Hold
messenger in a bottle, though. You didn't even
on.
run it right.
Sorry.
If you're gonna
Yours
change
is
it, at least
special,
change it
Michelle.
correctly.
You get a messenger in a bottle.
Okay, there you go.
How did you do it?
If you write it in the white area, not the gray area.
Oh.
I will do that for just to make sure everybody's got theirs added. Charles, I'll take care of yours so that way you don't have to hop between.
God bless you.
Okay. So once you've each taken your bottles, she puts the paper that she has back in her bottle, which actually seems to be rather tiny. Her bottle looks to be almost the size of like a flask bottle, and she rolls up the paper, puts it back inside, and you can see like text scroll across her screen for a brief second before she caps it, and then puts it back on her waist.
All right, so now we got a nice weapon for any bar brawls we get into.
Oh, I should also inform you, if you damage one of these to the point they are no longer functional, you do owe us for the item.
You do what?
You will owe us for the item. We will replace it for you, but you will need to work to recompensate us for the loss.
OS?
Us. US.
The US? What's that?
No. Us. The fam hands.
But we are the fam hands.
You work for the fam hands.
Yeah, we're a team.
Yes, you are a team working for the fam hands.
Right, but fam hands. Family. We're all family here.
Yes, but if you were to, for example, damage your family's couch, you would buy them a new couch, right?
I mean, no, I think we would just fix it or clean it. We don't want to be wasteful.
Yeah, long and the short, don't damage the family jewels.
Now, if you all step outside, there should be a series of carts waiting for you. You will have someone traveling along with you who will be taking care of the exchange as well. He is a rather older gentleman and would prefer to keep to himself. So if you could keep the conversation with him down to a minimum, he would very much so appreciate that.
Seems fine for most of our group.
I'll try.
I nod my head in understanding.
I could talk to him about the use of things that I don't have. My stuff.
No. By the way, I was told, what did you keep flashing in front of the camera?
The little owl.
Oh. You said something about bags of useless garbage that you wanted.
Bags of useless garbage. Just small bags of my stuff. Preferably all my stuff. Why you took it away from me? It's not dangerous.
We went through what of your stuff we feel like we can allow you to have. And we're going to be holding on to a couple of things. Just because they could potentially cause problems. But here is the rest of it, and you should be alright there.
What did you take?
That you do not have your thieves' tools presently, and you do not have your signet ring presently. But the rest of your stuff they do give you back.
All right, I suppose.
Very good. Are there any more questions that any of you have before you head on out?
When do we get our rations?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. The rations will be on the cart waiting for you.
I'm hungry.
We can fry up one of these pigs.
Please,
No, that won't do.
you'll be picking up the livestock first. Please do not cook up the livestock. All the livestock needs to be delivered as expected, undamaged, unlost, as a whole.
Undead.
Uneaten.
Not undead. Please do not bring them back undead.
Ooh, wait, then we could kill them, could eat part of them, bring them back. Yeah, that works.
No,
we can do that.
They will not accept them undead. Please make sure
You
they
won't
are
tell
brought
them they're
back
undead.
alive. Regular alive.
Won't tell them they're undead.
They're going to notice. Because of, I guess, your special request, we've given you a triple share of rations for your travel. So hopefully that will accommodate some of the hungrier of you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I wish you safe passage and a pleasant trip.
You too. Wait. Have a good one.
Thank you very much.
You go out the same door that you went out last time, and waiting outside the door is a series of carts, each pulled by a mule. All the carts are empty except for one cart which has a small stack of rations on it. The old man nods to... Go ahead.
It was 3 each.
3 each. There are 18 rations.
Can you
There are
all
15
count?
rations.
Anybody here illiterate?
No.
Nope.
Damn.
Alright, I grabbed my 3 rations.
Okay. And you're encumbered.
So if he eats one of the rations and if he's encumbered by holding him, eats one, is he still encumbered?
No. Technically, the game doesn't do it that way.
What does it mean to be encumbered? Is that like you're too weighed down to move?
You're two-way down to move at your normal speed. So you'll need to drop some things in order to move at your normal speed.
So start with all your coins and you can hand them right. I'll carry them.
Let me know if that ever works. So rations weigh 1 pound each. You don't have to keep them on you. You can leave them in the cart.
Juggle them?
I mean, if that's your forte. The trip from the... So essentially, you guys can see where you're at, where the Famhands building is at on the map, correct?
Yeah.
Sorry, where on the map are we looking?
The Famhands building, which is on the far left. It is the rectangular building in the whitish area.
And you want us to move over there?
No, I'm making sure everybody can see. You're going to be heading from there. Let me see if I can use the little line tools here.
I found it.
Okay, good. Gotta draw lines.
Why does the ranch have an orange symbol?
That is a different ranch. So this ranch is a ranch that is a arrangement between House Resix and House Ruxpin, or not House Ruxpin, and House Rurik. That ranch is a small farmstead that exists in Rezik's or in Rurik's lands that Rurik allows to be there in exchange for like discounted trade or some other arrangement that they have between each other.
Yeah.
But it is technically it's orange because it is technically considered to be Rezik's land, not the Rurik land. The other ranch is to the far east in Rezik's territory. I'm trying to find it's freehand draw.
Oh, we're pretty much going across the entire caldera.
Yeah, so you're going to be going up this way, then down here. Actually, no, I'm sorry. You'll go down this way. Come on, down this way. Then across here. And then over to there. So it's a long trip each first day to get to the ranch initially. You do notice, however, that while you're on the cart on this roadway, you feel like you're moving faster than you might normally move. Your body seems to feel a bit lighter, and the carts seem to move along with very little friction against the surface of the road.
Are we on drugs?
If no one else is going to answer her, the roads are magically enchanted to make transport on them much more efficient. Is this your first time on these roadways with transport necessary?
Yep. Is it the road that answered me?
No. The old man looks back.
Oh.
I like to keep my focus on the road. Sorry. The cart actually arrives in significantly less time than you would expect at the ranch. You, Pax, you recognize some of the places as you pass by them as the areas, as the druidic area that you tend to hang around in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as far as the travel to the ranch, that is pretty straightforward. The old man asks that you wait outside of the carts while he goes in to conduct business and make sure nothing happens to the carts, although usually in Rurik territory, or in Rezik's territory, that's not a big deal. After a few moments, he and several other people come back out and start herding animals onto the carts. Does anyone want to try to give them a hand?
I can help. How do I try and help?
Give me a profession ranching, or a knowledge nature, or a handle animal.
What?
Okay, hold on.
So on your character
cut
sheet,
out.
it would either be a profession ranching, a knowledge nature, or a animal handling, or handle animal rather.
What's going on?
This is if you want to help them load animals onto the carts.
There.
Okay.
Knowledge nature.
So the two of you don't really help much. Galfine, you give a little bit of aid, but not quite enough to sort of help things along any quicker. But they appreciate the help nonetheless.
It's the thought that counts sometimes.
The carts are, now that the carts are loaded, the carts get turned around, and you prepare to go out on your way. We'll be taking the main paths first, so we'll be stopped periodically. There's a rather frustrating ordeal. We're going to be passing partially in and out of a few different territories, so I'll have to hand over some coins here and there. You may hear them mention some dollar amounts while we're paused. Just please be patient, and everything will work out just fine.
Okay.
The cart gets a moving. Just as he says, along the way, you pass technically into the druidic area where they ask for about 50 gold. He hands them a small bag, and travel continues. There is another point where they come back into Rezik's territory. And once again, in there, he has to explain to them that this is a Rezik's transportation, so it's not eligible for any taxation. The tolls on the road are not eligible to products that are from the home of where they came from. You basically can't self-toll. You then go once more into the dryad area, wherein he shows that he's already made the exchange back in the earlier area. This is after they prompt him once more for 50 gold. And then you arrive at the entryway, to where you would turn to load into the territory of House So. It's annoying that the map just did that. I have it layered wrong. Hold on one sec, I need to fix something here.
Do we need to be looking at the map? Because I have my character sheet up.
You may be in just a moment. I'm trying to get things to be on the layers that I need them to be. Come on. Sorry, it's going to get a little messy for a sec. Map is on the wrong layer. Because I didn't know about layering until about 2 hours ago. Okay. So, down. Let's see if this works. Oops, come on. Come on, it's supposed to be how this works. No, is it this way? Do I grab each of you this way? Let's see if this works. Alright, you should find yourselves being moved to a different map.
I just see a black square.
Is it not loading in?
Dark.
Oh, I might have to load your characters in there. Hold on.
No, they killed us, so we should only see.
Already?
That was a fast game. Nice
Didn't
name.
even give us a chance.
Move these. So I copy and then paste them in.
The Shuggeth. We can eat lettuce Shuggeth.
No, this is annoying. There we go. Okay, so position yourselves around the cart.
I still just see a black square.
Oh.
Darkness still engulfs me.
Anything yet?
No. Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
And
Okay.
sort of.
Wait, yep.
Okay, so that's how this works. Got it. So position yourselves around the cart. I'm going to change the area of reveal. Some of this you would actually see. Don't need to see all of it. It would be very weird.
Which one am I again?
You should have your name under you, your PAX.
And where's the cart?
Right above you.
Oh, we each do a different cart.
2 to the front, 2 to the rear, somebody in the middle.
I'm on the third car.
Okay.
I'm on the second cart.
The old man makes his way up towards the front. Good day to you. We have a delivery for House Zoe. We wish to pass. The guard at the front of the gates looks over the cart, looks at each of you, makes his way over to the carts. Come on. Come on. Everything
Hi.
here looks effective. Hello.
Apparently, I'm coming along with him.
Oh.
Going for the ride.
Put you back over there.
Just keep waving my hands in front of him. Woo!
Everything here looks reasonable. That'll be 150 gold. 150 does not seem right. The old man seems to say, times are tough for House Zoe. We had to raise it to the maximum, 150.
How are times tough for House Zoe? You guys basically control the income around here.
Times are always tough for House Zoe. $150 gold is more than reasonable for how much you have in the carts there. I think you might have the weight wrong. You see, I don't think this should cost more than maybe 120. No, we're certain we have the math quite right. 150 is what we can see. Well then. Does anyone want to give me a sense motive or a knowledge law?
Yeah.
You
I'll
said
know
knowledge
as well.
law?
Yes, or a sense motive. Oops, my roll 20
Character sheet at the map of-
logged out.
Oh, I
One
thought
of my
it did.
roll 20s logged out.
sense motive.
Apparently, I don't think he's up to anything.
Alright, Pax and Zug. Pax, you get the sense that that something's not quite sincere in this guy. Zug, you're pretty sure that math doesn't really add up correctly. You think that the old man is probably right, like maybe 120 you might be off because you don't have an exact way to weigh this, but you're pretty sure like something about this math doesn't sound quite right based on what you know you paid in the Druidic area. I don't have 150. Well, perhaps your friends do. Or maybe you'll have to surrender over some of the livestock then, in order for us to let you get through. Or you can always turn around and go back.
Like, does this guy look really strong, or?
Walk up to
Go ahead.
the old man. How much money do you need?
We were planning that this would be no more than about 120, so I would somehow need another 30 gold to get through here.
Fine, here. Dig out of my bag and I hand him 30 gold coin. I am not effing with House Zoe this early.
Hold on. Give me an intel check.
Okay.
Click on your intel.
Intelligence.
Yep. Okay. You hand over the extra coins, and the man opens up the bag and goes through the coins. And then he leans in. They're smart enough to know that this is fake currency.
Wait, who did he say? That's the wait.
The old man.
Who said that?
So Harcourt handed him a bag of coins, and the old man then leans in and whispers something to Harcourt.
Oh, and they're fake money.
Yes. Well, it's not fake money to Harcourt, but Harcourt has forgotten something very important about the money that he has on him.
Oh, yeah.
It's not valid in Akunsaunt.
That is correct. Akunsaunt's currency is different than the currency in the rest of the places because gold from Akunsaunt is all magical in nature.
Wait, so the money we got at the start of to build our characters with, that wasn't Akunsaunt money?
You don't have Akunsaunt money. You're not from Akunsaunt.
Boom. All right, got it. Never mind.
So he hands you back your gold. This might be fun for parlor tricks, but let's not deal with this here. I don't need them trying to kill us.
They're gonna take our animals instead. In which case,
Can I
we're gonna be in
talk him out
trouble
of it?
either way.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a diplomacy. I don't know if they're going to be upset with us if we take less than 120 gold. Or if we take less than 150 gold. But are you going to be coming through this way again tomorrow? The old man, like, thinks for a moment. We will most likely need to run another transportation in the next few days this way. Well, then I suppose that you could pay for it now, and you could pay me the 120 now and just bring the difference in next time you come through. Or, I mean, your friend there could hand over the gold. I'm not sure why you were too proud to accept your friend's money, but we're not too proud to accept your friend's money.
Apparently I miscounted.
Well, we can take what you have.
No, I really miscounted.
Oh.
Like, horribly.
Fair
Those
enough.
were coppers, not gold, sorry.
What do this guy's like friends look like they're doing? Are they kind of like looking like they're fully going along with this dude, or?
Yeah, they're standing up there, like kind of keeping their place. Every once in a while, they'll like move back and forth along the outer edges, and then move back to where they were. They both have like their bows out, not held in a ready position, but held as if at a moment's notice they could swiftly grab an arrow and knock it back, should you guys try to do something silly.
What does their gear look like? Kind of like ragged, or like,
so the guys up top
standard military?
The guys up top are wearing like leathers. Go ahead and give me a knowledge, either nobility or law. Okay. You can tell from what they're wearing that this is the garb that typical toll people are wearing. There's a very distinct like leather that you have to wear if you are a toll keeper. You're not allowed to wear heavier armor, so you have to make sure that your armor is light, and you can't have like too many pockets on the armor. So the two people up there are wearing regular toll armor. And then the guy in the front seems to be wearing the same. Does everybody want to give me a perception, please?
Yep.
All right, Zug, you recognize pretty quickly that there is a hint of something metallic every time he like happens to move a little bit. There seems to be metal underneath his leather that maybe shouldn't be there.
Okay, so he probably some sort of powerful magical gear or some shit. Alright.
Well, go ahead and hand over the 120. We'll take the rest later. Oh, James stepped away. The old man hands the bag of gold over, and they allow you to pass on your way. The shipment is delivered successfully. When all of you return with the cart, it is nearing the end. It is nearing the end of the. It is near the setting of the second sun. No, yes, it's near the setting of the second sun. So you have a little bit of time to do a few things that you might want to do in town, and each of you is offered about 15 gold.
What can we do with 15 gold?
Well, you can buy yourself some nice meals. You can buy yourself a number of things.
Cut out.
Sorry. James, since you're back, you guys completed the delivery.
Okay.
He took the guard took the 120 gold, and they are, once you return, you are compensated 15 gold for your work. 15 gold
15
each.
real gold.
15, yes, 15 Akunsaunt gold.
Valid gold.
How am I going to show this on my character sheet?
So what I would do is I would put the 50 gold, the 30 gold that you have in your gear section instead of in your gold section, and keep your Akunsaunt gold in a separate section.
I mean, I would say in other valuables, just put your non-Akunsaunt gold and then track your Akunsaunt gold in money, because you'll be gaining that more commonly.
So so we add 15 to whatever our gold pieces are?
Yes, that is correct. The old man informs you that in the next couple of days, they'll be making another one of these trips, and that you're expected to come along. You have 2 days of stuff to do in town if you'd like to get anything done or do anything particular, or purchase any items.
Is there anything I can do legally about this dude wearing armor he's not supposed to?
You can choose to report him if you'd like. You would have to report him to one of the authorities in House Zoe. Or one of the things that one of the things that you can also do is you can basically take the authority into your own hands. When someone is in Akunsaunt, when someone is provably violating the law, so you'd have to have some way that you can like prove that he's doing it. So for example, if you are making the trip and you brought a bag of 150 gold and made the exchange of 150 gold with him, they could find the evidence as a bag of 150 gold used for this particular exchange to cross into Zoe territory. And that is enough that if you were to take him into custody, you know, by force if necessary, then you would be able to deal with the situation appropriately. That is one of the things that any citizen of Akunsaunt can do.
All right. So I'm gonna bring this up with you guys. this dude's taking these illegal actions. Trying to get gold he shouldn't get, wearing armor illegally.
That's pretty greedy of him.
Yeah, we really need to do something about that, I think.
What do you suggest?
What do you mean we?
The team.
Under what authority can we do that?
I'll explain to him, the law as I just heard it.
That's a small problem. Not all of us are, shall we say, residents.
So so Harcourt, you are actually, you were sort of debriefed on this. You do have an aura that they've put on you that does emulate being a ex-resident of, since you said you dislike them so much, House Zoe.
Okay.
So you will check accordingly, but if anybody started asking questions, that could be a problem.
Yeah, which is another good reason not to.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to turn them in. That is something that you would know, that Zug would know. Zug would know that, like, only one person has to turn in. Only a minimum of one person has to turn in the responsible party, but at least one person has to do so.
Alright, so yeah, so you could help us, and like one of us or the rest of us could turn them in.
Sure.
And you know, we'll still split the reward or whatever with you if we get one.
Sounds like it's gonna be fun.
All right. Does anybody have anything they want to pick up in the meantime, or do specifically in town over the next 2 days?
Everybody geared up. We might have to fight.
I think I need some new strings on my ukulele.
Okay. You can get some new strings for a couple of coppers.
I don't have any copper.
You can break down gold into copper. 1 gold is equivalent to 100 coppers.
Okay, so who do I pay?
You would head over to one of the local merchants that works in metalworking, and they would produce those
Strings
for you.
aren't metal.
I thought ukulele strings come in either metal or... Hold on. I don't know ukuleles. I'm sorry. It is in nylon. My apologies. So you would not go to somebody who works in metal, but you would easily be able to acquire those from a local merchant, even in the unaligned territory. That's a pretty basic thing. There are a couple of people here that work on musical instruments, and they would be willing to not only sell them to you but restring it for you for about 5 coppers.
How do I actually pay them?
So you would deduct. So on your inventory, on your character sheet, you would take one of your gold away, and then in your coppers put down 95.
And that's all?
And then since you're getting it retuned, or since you're bringing it and having it restrung, for the next 3 performances you do, it will be at a +1.
A +1 what?
You'll get a +1 to your roll. So when you roll it, so if you were to roll perform, in fact, I will add to your character sheet the temporary modifier. So just like when you've rolled the rest of your checks, like your sense motive, your spot, or your I'm sorry, your
So
sense
it'd just
motive,
be
your
a really
perception,
good performance.
you'll have an extra good performance.
Okay.
All right. Does anybody want to do anything else in town?
Oh, let's go. I'm gonna go find something to entertain myself with.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Something or someone?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So as it stands right now, your room remains in the Famhands building, so you'll need to check that. They have a certain curfew that you have to be back by.
Okay.
But you can go out. There's a number of there is a cantina that exists technically within the unaligned territory. There you can find plenty of alcohol and people.
That sounds like a place to go.
Okay. The cantinas here are pretty are fairly clean, actually. They are run by House Blade, and when you technically leave, they exist basically on the boundaries between House Blade and the unaligned territory. However, there is a sign on the door that reads that once you step in, you are no longer in unaligned territory. You are officially in Blade territory, and you are subject to the codes of House Blade.
All right.
Okay.
Behave myself.
All right. With that in mind, you step inside. Does anybody else want to visit the cantina?
What can we do there?
It's essentially a bar with a small restaurant and some places to stay.
Sure.
Okay.
I could use a good meal.
Okay. So once you get inside, the first thing you notice is that there are... Why am I looping? Test. Okay.
Hi.
No, I'm not looping anymore. No, I am. That was weird. Okay, sorry. Once you step inside, the first thing you notice is that these places are quite clean and yet rather dim. There are quite a large number of people here. Many of them do not look like residents of House Blade. A lot of these people look like they are down on their luck, and this is kind of the last place that will take them. They seem to be staring into their drinks. There's not a lot of positivity going on, just a lot of mopey people that all look very tired.
I could do a performance.
Do you want to just start doing a performance, or do you want to check in with the barkeep and make sure that he would be okay with a random performance occurring in his establishment?
I mean, I could ask, I guess.
Okay. You wander on over to the counter. Harcourt, are you going to stop her?
Nope, not at all. If anything, I'm going to walk up behind her and see about ordering a drink.
Okay. So the barkeep looks at the two of you as you come in. Peers over the counter at the plucky-looking little goblin that has just wandered up. What can I do for you, young lady?
Hi.
Hi.
I was just wondering if I might be able to play a song or two. It seems like it's kind of down in here. I got my ukulele with me.
Before I have you play on the floor, perhaps I can just make sure that your skills are up to par. Why don't you just play a few notes for me,